Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Real and Raw with Ree. Happy Friday. We are on episode 77. Some parts in this episode may not be kid friendly. I repeat, some parts in this episode may not be kid friendly. So you can pause it, save it for later, put your headphones in, do whatever you need to do. But again, some parts in this episode may not be kid friendly. So now that that is out of the way, go grab a glass of your favorite drink and let's get on into it. So y'all know how I like to start off my episodes. I like to start off with a mental health check. So mentally, I would say that I am at, honestly speaking, I would say that I'm like at a 10. Like everything has been going good. It's just this has been a long ass week. Like it has been dragging the entire time, and then I had like a long weekend last weekend. It was like, I don't know, it's like my body is playing catch up or whatever, but it has been a very long week. Like it seemed like it took 2 weeks to get to Friday. Like that's what it seems like. I've been on the go since last Thursday. So yeah, I'm tired. I haven't really slept. Um and then during the week I wake up super early for work and wake up in the middle of the night. I don't know if I think I'm gonna be like late for work, like late getting up, or um, I don't know. I gotta figure something out because if my TV like cuts off or whatever, well, not cuts off, but like you know how you watching Netflix and it's like, are you still watching? So the show pauses and it's quiet. Eventually, I wake up and then I have to cut my Xbox controller on and let it know that I am still watching. And then I end up going back to sleep. But I don't think that's why I be waking up. I just can't sleep through the night. Like I really need to though. I definitely plan to sleep this weekend because a girl is tired and my damn face is breaking out and I'm not sure what is going on. Like for those of you who do not know, I recently took my locks out and yeah, recently took my locks out. So that was a part of my long weekend last week. Long week last week. Um, yeah, took my locks out, and I'm not sure because I haven't been doing anything to my hair, so I'm not sure what is breaking my face out. But yeah, we're gonna have to get that in check because I can't have that. Skin been doing great. Skin been glowing and everything. So maybe it's something that I touched and then touched my face. I don't know. But um mentally I would say that I'm at a 10. It's just been a long week. Nothing has been going on though, to be completely honest. So this weekend I just plan to sleep and I really just want to have some good food, relax, sleep. That's it for me. Like I don't want to do anything else except see my bed and eat. That's about it. I hope that you guys are having an amazing week. Hopefully it has not been long for y'all. It has not been dragging. How mine has been dragging. Hopefully it has not been like that for you guys. But it's been dragging for me. It really has been dragging. Like I said though, I hope that you guys are having an amazing week. Have y'all locked in y'all Valentine's Day? It's a week away. And I don't know, it just got here real quick. I personally do not have a Valentine. I'm always my Valentine, like every year. That's how it's always been. Um, but yeah, have y'all locked in y'all Valentine? And I'm a person if where I feel like if a person has not entertained you, um, like we gonna just say we gonna go back to 2024, okay? If a person, let's just say you were trying to talk to somebody and a person has not like entertained you, um, from let's just say you were trying to talk to them in April. Yeah, no, we're gonna say August. You've been trying to talk to them since August, right? And then here comes I'm gonna say here comes like December, okay? Because y'all have been keeping in contact, but they haven't been consistent. So here comes December. Now they being real consistent. Here comes January. You know, we in the new year. They being real consistent. They going on dates with you, and now seeing that you really like them, you're going to buy them a Valentine's Day gift. You're gonna make them feel special. All this, that, and the third, and people be getting finessed. Like people be getting finessed. So I feel like if you haven't like um already been with this person or been dealing with this person, I feel like people who try to inch around and come around end of November, December to try to, get you what they need to get you in time for Valentine's Day. I feel like don't go for that. Do not go for that because it's a bunch of BS. They're gonna stop talking to you after Valentine's Day is over. I don't know. Maybe I only feel that way, but shit, I done seen it. So yeah. I've seen it, so I just feel like don't let nobody be out here finessing y'all. So it's okay if you don't have a Valentine. Like it's okay. You can be your own Valentine. Go buy you a box of chocolates. Go buy yourself some flowers. Yeah, go do that. Order yourself some flowers. Get them sent to your place with a nice little card. All of that. I did that one time with. What did I do that with? I did that with something. It wasn't flowers though. I did it with something. And yeah, it made me feel good reading my little note to myself. It made me feel good. So I feel like, yeah, treat yourself to some things. Go to the spa if that's what you want to do. Like, yeah, treat yourself. If you single, you don't have to be all on social media, scrolling, being jealous, envious of the people that you see up there. Um, yeah, you don't have to do that. It's okay. It's okay to not have a Valentine. Have I don't know what they call it when it's for friends. I don't know if it's Galentine or whatever, but yeah, if you have friends, y'all do something. If they don't have a Valentine, I feel like do something with your friends, but it's okay, baby. Just buy yourself some chocolates, chill out, watch movies, whatever. It's not the end of the world because you don't have a Valentine. It's really not. And then the people that be like because this is a discussion every single year and I don't understand why. But when people be like, what do they be saying? Something about like, I guess the importance of your man buying you gifts on Valentine's Day. And I feel like if you guys do for each other all throughout the year, it's not really necessary that that yeah, that he goes all out. I don't think it's really necessary. I mean, he can, of course, do something for you, like buy you some flowers and some chocolate or something, or have a nice dinner. That's not something that y'all do on a regular, have a nice dinner. But as far as like him going all out with the gifts, the dinner, um, what other stuff? Gifts, dinner, um, card, balloons, like all of that. It's, I mean, he can do that if he wants to, but I just feel like it shouldn't be pressure because of social media, like what social media is telling you. So, yeah, but yeah, because people like really trip about that. Like, oh, we did that last year, or oh, he did that last year, oh, he didn't do enough, and da 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 da. And it's always the single people, like, always the single people. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, of course, I would want you to do something for me because just because we do for each other all year doesn't mean that we're just gonna skip over the holiday. Like Christmas, we, get for each other all year, but just because Christmas is here, that doesn't mean do nothing. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. But we are gonna go ahead and get into the episode. So, parents, we're going to talk about you guys for a second. Um, I feel like there are a lot of parents that don't give their children a safe space to communicate with them, don't give them a safe space to express their emotions. And I feel like we always talk about being a safe space for your partner, but we have to be a safe space for our kids too. Like, I feel like a lot of people put so much into their relationships these days that I hate to say this, I really do. And yeah, but they overlook their children. Like, I don't understand because it's like, um, for example, when some parents, like, let's just say your child comes to you and they tell you that your partner did X, Y, and Z to them. Um, so you have some parents that will believe the partner before they believe their children, and I'm not with that. Um, you know your child. I feel like it's not even about knowing your child because when it comes to a situation like that, you have to investigate it. You have to believe your child. Um, I don't I don't want to say that I don't think it's any children that's just out here making something up like that. Um, yeah, because it's like if you are, I'm not even gonna say if you're young because you can be 14 and you know about that because I feel like as parents, you need to have those conversations with your kids. You need to check your children. Even if they go to your best friend's house, somebody that you've known for years, you need to check your children when they come home. You need to ask them questions. That's what my mom did all the time, never failed. And of course, I understood why she was doing it, but I was thinking like, okay, I'm just at my best friend's house or whatever, it's somebody we've known for years or whatever. So, but seeing that I'm older now, I understand why she always asks no matter where you went. And my mom wasn't the type of mom that let me just go stay at anybody's house. No, it was not a thing. Um, I had company over, of course, but yeah. So I feel like you have to believe your children, investigate it. Don't just be like, oh no, I know they wouldn't do that, they wouldn't do this. No, no, never do that because I feel like you lose that trust with your child. Your child feels like they cannot come to you and express things like that are going on because you won't believe them anyway. And that leads to other things and the results are not good. But yeah, I feel like you have to give your children a safe space to express themselves no matter what it is. I don't care if they're coming to you and telling you that they have an STD. I don't care what it is. I feel like your children should be able to express themselves. They shouldn't be scared to talk to you. And I feel like you have to watch your tone when it comes to your children. Like this is your child at the end of the day. I don't care how old they are. This is your child. You need to just give them grace and be gentle with your children. I mean, these are your children. um yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like it's very important to have that open communication because I've always said that when I have kids, I don't ever want them to feel like they have to cry themselves to sleep and I don't know about it. Like they have to bottle all those emotions and I want my child to be able to come to me and tell me, excuse me, and tell me whatever is going on with them. I don't care if they're happy. I don't care if they're sad. I don't care if they have to make a tough decision about something. Come to me and talk to me. And I feel like parents have to stop this too because when you are, like, let's just say you saying that your child did something or you're talking to them, right? And if they say something back, some parents look at it like their kids are talking back to them, which I don't. necessarily agree with that because for one, it depends on the tone. For two, it depends on what is being said, and then you have to combine all three of those. So we're not gonna say just because the child is responding to what you said that they are talking back to you. Because again, you're not providing that safe space for them to communicate. You are talking to them and they feel like what you're saying is wrong. I don't feel like it's disrespectful for them to correct you. I don't feel that way because I feel like when you don't give them that space to correct you when you're wrong about something, it kind of, as they get older, I feel like they, what am I trying to say? I feel like they will not, I'm not going to say they won't be able to express themselves, but they're going to kind of be like iffy when it comes to correcting people. If you get what I'm saying, especially an adult, because you made them feel like they cannot express themselves, correct an adult, or anything like that. Like, it's okay for a child to correct an adult in a respectful manner. It is okay. Just like if somebody gets your name wrong, for example, a teacher, you can correct them in a respectful way. You don't have to be like, I told you yesterday my name is such and such. You don't have to say all that. Like, no, you can just be like, if she called you, what's the name that we can use that people, I'm gonna just use my name. My name is Risha, but a lot of people say Rashia or Rashaya. Um, and I would be like, it's Risha. Like you can correct them that way. You don't have to be like, oh, it's Risha or something like that. Like you don't have to say it with an attitude. You don't have to do none of that. And that's another thing. The way you talk to your children is very, 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 very important. I don't know if people know that. I don't know if people care. But if you give your children attitude from the minute that their feet hit the floor in the morning or the afternoon, doesn't matter what time they wake up, if you give them attitude, curse at them all day, all night, that I honestly feel like that's how their attitude is gonna be. That is exactly how they're gonna be. They're gonna be wanting to cuss people out, have an attitude all day and all night because you have ruined their day. Like all they get from you is attitude. All they know is attitude. They live with you. I mean, yeah, and that's another thing. Providing uh like I said, providing a safe space. Um, the home, I always feel like should be a safe space for your kids to go to. Because some people go to school and they get bullied and all of that, and then they gotta come home to their parent bullying them like no, or come home to chaos and nonsense. So it's like they have no safe space, no happy space, no nothing. And I feel like it's very important for a child to come home to have. Um, Me personally, of course, I'm an adult. My home, my room is my safe space. I can't wait to come home and lock my door, take my clothes off, relax. Like, I can't wait for that. Especially after being at work all day and being around folks, talking to folks, and all of that stuff that I don't want to do. I look forward to coming home to peace and quiet, going in my room, in my safe space, and just relaxing. I look forward to that. And I feel like everybody should have that. Now, some people, work is their safe space. And that's cool. That's okay. That's what it is for some people. Like they can't wait to wake up in the morning and get dressed and leave the house because it's a lot of chaos and nonsense in the house. I understand. Some people, school is their safe space. They're with their friends. It's not chaos going on. They're not in any drama. But then when the bell rings and it's time to go home, as they get closer to the house, depression probably hits. Like they probably get sad or mad or whatever. So I feel like it is important for your children to have that safe space. And I feel like the safe space for your children should be at home. It's okay for it to be school as well. It's okay to have more than one safe space. But I feel like the home is the number one thing when it comes to children, at least in my opinion, that that should be a safe space for them to want to go to. And you need to be a safe space as well for your kids to communicate. So I just want to stop y'all for a second and say that whatever platform that you are listening to my podcast on, make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you are following my podcast. Go ahead and like this video. Make sure that you guys share my podcast with your family, your friends, your boo, your coworker, whoever, your side piece. It really doesn't matter who you share it with. Just make sure that you share it. Get in the comments and engage. Let me know what you think about the episode so far. And we are going to go ahead and get back into it. So, I've been seeing this a lot on social media, which is parents being blamed for crimes and stuff that their kids commit. I don't 100% agree with it, but I'm not 100% against it. Because I feel like you can raise your children to be amazing, amazing um, adults, I guess I should say. You can raise your kids to be amazing, amazing human beings, okay? And you could be doing your job at home. You and the father could be doing a great job at home, or you and the mother could be doing a great job. But it also depends on who your kids are around, which you can't really control when they go to school. Like, of course, you can tell them don't be around this crowd, that crowd, but at the end of the day, when it comes to school, you're not there. So your kids are going to be around who they want to be around. And now when they're at home, of course you can control if they go to Tyrone's house down the block, or you can control if they're hanging out with Chris and them next door or whatever. You know, you can control that type of thing because they are at home. And yeah, but at school you really can't. So it's like, and then it's like, even if they are going to Chris's house next door, you don't know who Chris has over there. So yeah, it all just depends on certain situations. But I don't feel like you can 100% blame the parents, because I feel like that's not fair to a parent. Because that's like me raising my child and I know what I instilled in them and all of that. And then they go to school and they bond with different type of people, and you know, friend groups get mixed and all this, that, and the third. But when they come home, they know I don't play certain things. They're not doing that. They're not moving how they were moving when they at the schoolhouse. So I feel like you can't really 100% put the blame on parents, because I feel like parents do the best that some parents. Let me say some, because some parents don't give two F's about what their kids out here doing. They don't monitor them, nothing. And I'm not saying that you have to go through your kid's phone all the time or whatever, but because I feel like kids do deserve privacy. But at the end of the day, you are paying that bill. So you also need to monitor some things. They do have restrictions on phones and all this, that, and the third. Now, for safety purposes, I do feel like kids need to have phones these days, because it's a lot of nonsense going on in the world. So to keep up with your child, give them a phone, let them be able to communicate, all this, that, and the third, have their phone on. I don't feel like phones should just be um, connected to Wi Fi, because what if they are walking from the bus stop or something like that, and you don't know what could happen from the bus stop to your house? Because I used to have to walk up my parents' street, up another street, but I could see when I got to the other street, which it was all connected. But when I got to the other street, I could wasn't at the main street, let me just say that. When I got to the other street, I could see my bus stop. Like, clearly I could see it. But yeah, you don't know what could happen when you can no longer see your child. You don't know what could happen. You don't know what could happen. So I feel like it is important for your child to be able to have a phone to communicate with you, because again, you don't know what could happen. I mean, yes, you could have been living in your neighborhood for years, but baby, do you really know your neighbors? So yeah, I know, because it would just be a terrifying situation, God forbid, if your child was walking to the bus stop and this is something that they do every day. They always make it to the bus stop. But on a particular day, they did not make it to the bus stop. The kids have not seen them. The school has called you and said that your child was absent. And you are wondering why because you thought that your kid was in school all day. And so, of course, you probably talked to the kids and asked them if they seen your child. Did they see your child this morning? And then they tell you no. Nobody has seen your child. Even the bus driver has not seen your child. And so it's like, okay, either they went somewhere else, didn't go to the bus stop, or never has them. So it's like I feel like you need to give your child a phone. I feel like your kids need to be aware of their surroundings. I have never liked, which I don't do this, but having both of your headsets in at the same time. I have AirPods and I'll be telling my coworker like for of course battery purposes, um I alternate between the headphones. Like I'll put my left one in, still have the right one in the charger. When the left one dies, I switch them off, let the left one charge. Now I'm on to my right one. But you should not have both of them in, music playing real loud or video playing loud. You don't know what the F is going on around you. No, that should not be a thing. You need to be aware of your surroundings and all of that. So yeah, I feel like kids need phones these days, and I will never forget. I think I was in elementary school. Was I in elementary school? I think I was in elementary school. I really cannot remember, but um, we were waiting for the bus, and it was me, my brother, and a few of our neighbors waiting for the bus. And our parents didn't like us to stand like directly by the street. So we used to stand like a few ways down, but of course close enough to just walk to the bus. But yeah, so we used to stand there and we were just talking, we're kids chopping it up early in the morning. And then I think I just happened to look and I see somebody trying to break into somebody's house. I mean, this is broad daylight, early morning. It is the sun. Mm, I'm gonna say the sun. You can see, like, sun is out. Sun has risen. Um. So yeah, I just happened to look, and I mean, he has on a mask and everything, and um, gloves and all. And I'm just looking. But I'm like still talking, trying to play it off. And then I think that they look too. And then I think we probably see him take the screen off the window or something like that. Baby, we start running back down the street to um one of the neighbors' houses, which was the guy that was at the bus stop with us. And his dad is like, okay, I'll take y'all to school or whatever. Um, and yeah, I'm just like, no, so I feel like in a situation like that, you don't know what could happen. And then I feel like with the whole bus stop thing, another reason why your kids should have phones is because um a lot of well, I don't know if it's still going on, which I'm sure it is, but recently a lot of kids getting snatched from the bus stop or situations like that. And no, I just can't think about that. I would lose my mind if something ever happened to my children. So, yeah, yeah, your kids should have a phone. I feel like we shouldn't wait till they're 18 to give them a phone and all of that, which I'm going to get into being 18. But your kids need to have a phone for communication purposes. I feel like if they are like in middle school, they need to have a phone. They really do. At this point, I'm just thinking like, do elementary kids need phones? Of course, when you're like in the fifth grade or something, because it's too much going on in this world. Too much, too much. But definitely when they are entering into middle school, they need to have a phone. That's how I feel. Put the restrictions on it. It can be a basic little phone. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to have all the apps on it and all this, that, and the third, like little TikTok and all of that. It doesn't have to have that on it. Just basic things for them to get in contact with who they need to get in contact with. But anyways, back to blaming the parents. Now, um, you cannot 100% put the blame on the parents, but I got into the cell phone thing because you have to make sure that your kids can communicate with you when they are in certain situations. So if they do not have a phone, they cannot communicate with you. Okay? You need to make sure that your child knows your number. You need to make sure that your child knows your address. I feel like those things are very important to know. They need to know where they live in case they need to tell the cops, in case they get lost and they need to tell somebody where they live. Um, if they wander off for whatever reason, um, they can tell somebody to call their mom, or they know how to call 911 or something like that. So you have to have those conversations with your kids, repetitive conversations, instill that in them, yeah, instill that in them. But situations have been going on with kids, like young kids, where they might be hanging around older kids. And that's another thing. If you know that your child is 13, 14, I don't feel like they need to be hanging out with 18, 19-year olds. It's like, what do y'all have in common with this child? What do y'all have in common? Like, they just became like teenagers, or some of them are like preteens, and it's like you're a full-blown adult. Like, what do you have in common with this child? So to me, it'll be like, if some shit go down, we gonna have this young kid do it. Like, they're gonna have a better chance at getting off than we do. So we're gonna put it on the young child, which I'm not with that. I don't agree with that. I don't like that. Your child needs to stay in a child's place, and my parents have always said that. Stay in a child's place and out of adults' business. And they let it be known that children should be seen, not heard. Okay? Now, it all depends, but there's no reason that your child should be hanging out with these old adults. Like, no, I feel like when grown-ups are outside and they talking, children should not be in their face, in their business, listening to what they're saying. I don't agree with that. You need to get in the house with the kids, or you need to go find something to do that's kid friendly. But being up in adults' face, minding their business, is not what you're gonna do. That's not your place. So, um, yeah, like, I feel like when kids hang out with 18, 19, even 17-year olds, nothing good is going on. Nothing good is going on. So I feel like in that case, yes, you can blame the parents, because were you not aware where your child was? And I feel like if your child has been gone for a certain amount of hours, there's no way that you are not wondering where your child is. There is no way. You should be checking to see where your child is. Let them know not to go off the street. If they are going to such and such house, that's where they better stay at. And when you call, that's where they better be at. When you pull up, that's where they better be at. But I don't feel like your child should be on a whole nother street or so, and you somewhere else. Like, mm-mm. Now they like 17, 18. Okay, cool. But again, kids are getting in a lot of shit, and they don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, because that F's a lot of people up, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You don't even have to be doing anything. You're just there. So, yeah, parents just need to be on top of their kids. I'm not saying be completely strict with them, but you need to be on top of your kids and communicating with them, being aware of what they're doing, where they're going, who they're with. That is very, very, very important. And just like it's a lot of there have been a lot of situations where little kids are out here stealing their parents' cars and going on little joyrides. And these kids are like, we're gonna say 10, I don't even know if I should say 10, but I'm gonna just say 10 to probably like 13, 14 stealing their parents' cars in the middle of the night and going on police chases and shit. Like, so I'm not gonna 100% blame the parents when it comes to that. And I know people might be like, "Oh, well, they should have put their keys up higher, or they should have did this." Kids watch, and kids learn what you do, and yeah. But I'm not gonna 100% blame the parents when it comes to that. Now, if it's something like a crime or something, when your kid should have been in the house and in the middle of the night, they are out here getting chased by police, getting shot at, all this, that, and the third. Um, I'm gonna kind of blame the parents as well as the child. I'm not gonna 100% put it on the parents, but it's like, okay, was your child in the house before you went to sleep? Yes, they are 18. Yes, they are 19, 17, whatever, but you can still have rules for your household because after a certain time, you won't be able to run up in and out of here. It's not gonna happen. Not while my eyeballs are shut. I'm in for the night. I need to make sure that you lock my door. I need to make sure that you secured it. I need to make sure nobody else is in here. So you need to be in here at a timely manner so that we both can shut our eyeballs. Now, if you go out of this house after that, we are going to have a problem. So I don't know if that was the situation or some parents are like, because it's a lot of kids, like when I was growing up, they didn't have no curfew. They were like, "Oh, my parents don't care what I do." Da 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 da. It's like parents trying to be a friend instead of being a parent, being an adult. You have to care what your kids are doing. I'm not saying that you got to have a leash around them, tight restrictions, tight set of rules, whatever. But it's just certain things I'm not gonna play. Okay, I'm not gonna play that. When I get ready to shut my eyeballs, you need to be in the house. You need to be in the house way before then, to be completely honest. It's like, who's the adult here? And if your kid feels like, oh, I can't wait till I get 18, okay, baby, you will see. I'm not ever going to be like, oh, you 18, you can get out now. I'm not going to be on that type of time. But of course, when we were growing up, we were like, oh, I can't wait to get 18. Baby, life hits you. I wish I could rewind time, okay? Because life hits you. And just because you get 18, that doesn't mean anything. It's just like, the reality hits, like it sets in. It's bill time and all of that. So it's not like, oh, I get my freedom now. I get to run the streets. I get to do this. No, real shit is happening when you get 18, honey. Like, yeah, life gets real when you get 18. So I'm not gonna 100% blame the parents for certain situations because it just depends on what the situation is. So I never like when people just 100% blame the parents for certain situations like, oh, where were you when your child was doing this? Where were you when this and this was going on? Baby, are you up under your child 24/7, 365? Like, because you got to remember, parents do work, they do have their own going on. So it's like, we can't 100% blame the parents. The parents only do the best they can. Now, if you know your child was out here hanging with this type of person, this type of crowd, people that did this, did that, robbed people, all this, that, and the third, then yes, baby, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you as well as your child, but mainly you because it's like, did you try to do anything to stop this type of behavior? What did you do? So yeah, I don't agree when it comes to 100% blaming because we can't do that. But like I said, in certain situations, parents, you are to blame for what your child is out here doing in this world. So I have spoke on this before, but I'm going to speak on it again about putting your kids out at 18 or feeling like you no longer have to do for them. Um, I'm just gonna say because I don't know what goes on in other communities, but black parents, let's stop doing that. Let's stop doing that. I don't feel like just because your child has hit 18, although they have said, "Oh, I can't wait till I get 18," baby, you said that before too when you were growing up. We've all have said that. Like I heard my brother say it plenty of times, and I'm pretty sure now he wishes that he didn't. Because, like I just said, life gets real when you get 18. Okay, life gets real. So I don't really understand why parents feel like, oh, I no longer have to do for my child, or they're an adult, or you 18. Baby, you are barely making it, and you in your 40s. So what are we saying? So I don't get that, and I don't understand it because if we look at it today, people who are in their 30s, 20s, 40s, whatever, are going back to live with their parents to save money. So why do you think that this 18-year-old can make it on their own out here in the streets? Like, do you want your child to be homeless or something? Cuz I don't get that. And then it's like, yes, they're 18, but you shouldn't have them out here making 100% of these decisions by themselves. I feel like parents, and I mean parents who are out here parenting, okay, you are going to make sure that your child is set up, your child is good. You're not just going to throw your child out on the fucking street and make them fend for themselves because, like I said, baby, you are barely making it. So, what makes you think that this 18-year-old can do for themselves? That's the part that I don't get. I don't understand. Where's the logic? I just don't get it. And it's just no way that I could do that. Now I feel like if your child is disrespecting you, not following the rules that you have set for your household, and it becomes a bit too much for you, send them somewhere if possible. I don't know what much you can do, seeing that they are 18. They are looked at as an adult, but it's no way I'm gonna put my child out on the street and make them fend for themselves. Like, I would feel terrible as a parent if I'm ever riding down the street and I see my child on the side of the street begging for money and holding up a sign, or they're on drugs or something now, real bad, because I put them out and this is their situation now. Like, I would feel so terrible as a mother, as a provider, but I don't really know if you can call yourself a provider at that point. But I would feel so terrible if that was my child's situation. Like, damn, they were not like this before when they were living with me, but now that I put them out, they've turned to drugs, they've turned to the streets. Like, because listen, people are going to do what they can to survive in situations. So I feel like when you put your child out, they have no food, they have no clothes, they have nowhere to go. The next thing is going to be robbing people for what they have. That's going to be the next thing, or you're going to get addicted to certain things. And I just couldn't live with myself if something like that happened to my kids. So I feel like we have to stop putting our kids out at 18 and feeling like they're going to make it. Because again, you are barely making it. The bills is piling up on you. So it's like, what do you expect them to do? They're out here with no money. They can't get no house, can't get no apartment. Hopefully they have a job, but if they do, where are they showering at? Do they have the supplies for good hygiene? All of that. Do they have that? Now, if your child chooses, like, oh no, I'm 18, um, I think I'm gonna just head on out. I feel like make sure that your child is good. Give them, if they packing their stuff up, give them, make sure they have everything. Hygiene products, have a little change in their pocket. Let them know that whenever they feel like the world is a little too hard for them, they can come back here. They're always welcome back in your household. Don't hesitate to call you. None of that. do not hesitate to call you. Again, give your child that safe space. Let them know that they're always welcome, that they are loved. You are not putting them out. That is their decision to go. Um, love on them. Let them know that no matter what, if they need to, they can come back and live with you if they need to. So yeah, I just feel like do a better job at protecting your kids, providing for your kids, loving on your kids, and don't just do it based off of like age. And it's like, oh, when they only got one more year, then they're gonna have to figure it out themselves. Honey, you've been on this world. I'm gonna say you've been an adult. Let's just say if you 40, and we're gonna say at 20, you left the nest. You've been an adult for real, for 20 years, and you struggling. They've been an adult for a quick little second, and you expect them to go out here and have it all figured out. Make it make sense. Because it does not. Half of us don't even have it figured out, and we're in our early 30s, but this person is fresh into adulthood, if that's what you want to call it, and they supposed to have it figured out. No, did you do anything to set them up to have it figured out? Did you have a savings for them? Did you teach them about financial responsibilities? Savings, like did you teach them any of that as they were growing up? Did you have these conversations with them, the importance of money, the importance of budgeting? Did you do that? If not, they don't know anything, baby. They just gonna go out here and wing it. Hopefully, they don't get addicted to anything. Hopefully, they don't rob anything, and I mean, rob anyone and get taken out the world. Like, mm-mm, no, we just gotta do better. So this is something that I seen on social media, and it kind of tickled me a little bit. So somebody said the older that you get, um, period sex is unacceptable. And the comments were like, it has never been acceptable. Um, somebody has gotten eaten out on their cycle before, and yeah, things like that. So pretty much the comments were against period sex. So me personally, I'm not against it. Like, no, because I feel like the hormones are still rising when I am on my cycle. Now, being like first day, second day, no thank you. It's too much going on down there. Now, when I get to like day 3, 4, come on with it. And I feel like get in the shower and do it. Like you might see a little bit of, redness, but or ketchup or whatever they call it. But I feel like um okay, it ain't gonna be how it is when y'all just laying in the bed. But yeah, go in there and do what you do. Like, no. Now, do I agree with putting your face down there? No, I don't. Cause no. I wouldn't want no dude to do that. It's like, thank you for loving me, but I don't want you to love me that much to the point where you put your face down there. Like, no, thank you. You can wait till like that 6th day, 6.5, 7, then put your face down there because she all cleared up. But to be putting your face down there when it is still like coming out, oh no, I'm not with that. Not with it at all. Now I get that he's trying to be a pleaser because I'm pretty sure she's sucking you up. So you feel like, okay, let me eat her up. It's cool. It's whatever. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't mind getting down there and sucking it up. Okay, I will do that for you. You don't have to do it for me. And right now, you don't need to. Just make sure when on that 6.5, 7 day, you eat her up like you haven't eaten her in a week because you have not. But outside of that, no, I don't. No. But yeah, just put me in the shower and make it do what it do, and then we can scrub real, real, real good. Okay? But I don't know. I feel like some people just, I ain't gonna say be putting on for social media, but I wouldn't say that it has never been acceptable. I know it's not people's thing. But I have said a time or two that I wouldn't deal with a dude that felt like we were not supposed to do anything during that time of the month because these hormones be high during the time of the month. They be super high. Okay, and I need something to go on because I still personally masturbate during those times. Like, put me a little towel down or something, and I still get it in. I still do what I do, and it's amazing. Like, it's an amazing feeling during that time of the month. It's amazing. Now, when I say masturbate, I'm not sticking anything in there. It's like clitoris. That's all I use anyway. But yeah, so if the dude want to use the toy on me too, that's cool. But I can do it myself, or you just talk me through my orgasm, and I am 100% okay with that. Plus, I love to be talked through it. But yeah, I don't think it's. I don't think that it's unacceptable. You do what you want to do. Your sex life is your own sex life, and all of that. So, I mean, it's unacceptable to some, but to me, we can still get it in. Like they say, a period don't stop nothing. It don't stop nothing, baby. Put a comma and keep it moving. Keep it going. Keep the sentence going. That's how I look at it. The comma is the shower, okay? But you gotta keep going. Yeah, I mean that'll be, and then it's like slippery down there too during that time. So I just feel like, yeah, have fun, do what you do. So yeah, I'm with it. Yeah, I don't think this ever gonna change. Um, yeah, so I don't know how you could have like a conversation about that to make sure that before you get with this person that they are with that, because that's important to me. I mean, it's not gonna like be a deal breaker or anything, but it is important that I am still getting pleased during that time of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of Real and Raw with Reed. If you are listening on YouTube or whatever social media platform that you are listening to this podcast on, make sure that you subscribe, like my video, share, comment, tell me what you thought about it. Let's engage. Okay? Do my polls and Q&As that can only be found on Spotify. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.